this work, built different, hear it on silence. Beginnings don't define the finish, look at the odds I'm winning. No ceilings on the vision, watch the legacy start spinning. Dorian Duckworth, yeah, the strategy is set. Defying all the odds, haven't missed a target yet. Fast paced, purpose activated, built different, that's the blueprint, see the vision in the glass. My whole legacy's established, know my purpose here will last.
Took the vision from my mind, made it happen on my time. Now I'm living in the proof, standing on my honest truth. Yeah, I'm covered and I'm kept, never missing any steps. It had to happen TV.
Let's welcome our host, Erica Wilson.
Great day, everyone. We're here live today with your girl, Dr. Erica Wilson, and it had to happen. And man, am I excited about tonight's show. This Wednesday, Winning Wednesday, we're going to call it, or Wisdom on Wednesday, we want to call it. However you see fit, make it fit for you. But welcome back to It Had to Happen TV. And this is Hear It Unsilent series, guys. And I'm your host, Dr. Erica Wilson. So tonight, guys, our theme is built different. But guess what? When your beginning doesn't define your ending, we could pass the offering plate right there. We are broadcasting live with the phenomenal entrepreneur, media strategist, and the founder of Jacksonian Media. Man, listen to this name, y'all. If y'all know the history of your girl, his name is Dorian Ducksworth, guys. My mother is a Ducksworth, but nevertheless, we'll jump into that later. Dorian is a visionary, right? He committed to bridging the gap between creativity and opportunity, combining business innovation with deep community impact, love serving the community. Tonight, we're diving deep into what it truly means to defy the odds, build financial stability, and run a business anchored in true purpose. Guys, without further ado, let me introduce to some and present to others the Dorian Ducksworth. Welcome. Can you hear me? Oh my God, don't tell me he's frozen. Guys, please do bear with us. Dorian, can you hear me?
Can't hear you.
You can't hear me. Okay. Not sure what
happened.
happened.
I was just about to text you that I can't hear you.
Okay, oh my God, I don't know what's happening here. Could you go out and come back in for me, please? Guys, please do bear with us.
Let me see.
Can you go out and come back in? Go out. Hold on. I'm so sorry, guys, for the technical difficulties, but we're going to get through this. Yes. How are you? Thank you for coming in. Ash, my girl. We love a man who serves the community. Absolutely. So welcome in, everyone. We're having some technical difficulties with our guests on tonight. However, that's just letting you know that it's about to get real on tonight. Dorian, can you hear me?
I can. How you doing?
I'm great. Did you hear my introduction?
I didn't hear any of that. I couldn't hear any of that. I was like, maybe I wasn't supposed to. I wasn't sure.
No, you were supposed to.
I didn't hear anything.
Nonetheless, we got you here tonight. We got you back tonight. We're not going to allow the enemy to block our show on tonight, because you're going to free some people on tonight by sharing your story. And I truly do thank you for coming here, sitting with your girl on tonight to share your testimony, right? So I told a little bit about who Mr. Dorian Ducksworth is. So you could go ahead and share with our audience exactly who is Dorian Ducksworth.
Gotcha. Well, I'm Dorian, 30 years old, entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur since 2017. I haven't had a job since then. I love wildlife and fisheries, which was law enforcement. took a leap of faith, moved to Houston, and I've been doing this ever since. So now I own Jacksonian Media, Jacksonian Media Institute, construction company as well, and we'll do some other things on the side, in regards to film, still. But right now, my focus is mostly on the institute that we just opened up. So, yeah, I'm excited about that.
Wait, hold on. In your questionnaire, you told me nothing about a construction company.
Construction. I'm trying to really focus on the school right now. So, yeah.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. And that's one of the things that I can say you're going to help several people on, because when we put our hands in so many different things, we tend to
Right.
lose focus on the main thing. And like my son say, keep the main thing, the main
The
thing.
main thing,
Right?
right?
And we don't want to lose focus off of one thing. So I applaud you, Dorian, for doing that.
Thank you.
But what I
Thank
want to do, I want to go ahead and open up this, because I told you in the green room, is my journey, my pain, my purpose, right?
Right.
So Dorian, I want to just go ahead and jump into the heart of our mission here. So looking back at your journey, and I read your questionnaire, from where you started to founding Jacksonian Media, what was your ultimate it had to happen moment, and what did you majorly get or learn from that moment?
I don't even know if I included this part in the questionnaire, but I think your show is so fitting. Like I hadn't told the story, but I share it with you because I really initially wanted to tell it on my own accord, but I think like just the purpose of what you're doing is like it can be very impactful. But I got arrested. I was in the Bahamas. Got arrested. So I've had Jacksonian Media Institute since 2023, right? And so, without going too much in detail, some people that I was affiliated with got in a little trouble, and he came back on me, and in doing so, like, I lost every contract I had. So I did a lot of work with different major corporations, film wise. And so when I started Jacksonian Media Institute, like I said, it was 2023, right? So I initially wanted to open up a film academy. And so that was a guy named Casio Batiste. I met him, and I wanted to get grants and things of that sort to be able to pay my staff a consistent salary. And so I met Casio. He kind of persuaded me to go into the nonprofit world with a different mindset of being more all-encompassing around film. Long story short, I ended up getting contracts throughout the state of Mississippi, Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, even in New Orleans, right? And so I was living a pretty good life, and just some things started happening. I didn't know what was going on. Like my mom had called me. She told me that the police had come by the house or whatever, and I'm like, so I'm calling like Mississippi, I'm calling Louisiana, like surrounding states, trying to figure out what's going on. Nothing shows up. So at 5 a.m. in the Bahamas, I get a knock at the door. Customs came and got me, and they told me I had a warrant out.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And where was this warrant from?
Mississippi. Mississippi. Right, hometown. So
you had a warrant in Mississippi, but they picked you up in the Bahamas.
Yes, I had to go to Miami to the holding cell. So in the holding cell, I had told God I was on vacation with someone, and I had told God, I was like, if you can just get me home, I'll go to Mississippi and do the right thing. And so typically, the way they do extra, like when they extradite you, you have to sit in the cell for sometimes months. Because, like, mind you, this is Florida, so Mississippi, they could have chose for them to keep me because it's a felony at this point. So they could have chose to keep me, but Mississippi, they called Mississippi. They came back. I'm like, dang, I'm about to stay here. And so Mississippi was like, nah, let them go. And so I asked the officer, I said, so what do I do next? And he says,
Mm.
if I were you, I just go to Mississippi and handle your business. Like as soon as you get back. So I'm in Miami and I'm like, I'm paranoid, like, but I'm still trying to enjoy myself before I go back. So I'm like, do I, because I didn't have a lawyer either. So I'm trying to find a lawyer and all this stuff, getting it together. And so I'm like, man, I don't know if like I need to go because I'm flying back into New Orleans. So I'm like, if I
Wow.
fly into New Orleans, do I have the same issue? Like, will I get stopped and things of that sort? So I was like thinking, all right, I'm just gonna drive from Miami all the way back to Mississippi.
What?
And yeah, I know. Yeah, it was a
But
lot. And so Mhm.
Dorian, wait. Oh, my God. No, but
Yeah.
see, this is what I always tell my guests when they come on. I love the title God loaned me. It had to happen.
Mhm.
And when he
Right.
gave me this title, I thought it was just for me to write a book about it, right?
Right.
But when I turn
Mhm.
it to a podcast, I see it so fitting for so many people, different, so many different people's stories. And
Right.
just this here, what you just shared with us on tonight. And first of all, thank you. Thank you. I feel so honored. This is the first place that
Mhm.
you shared this with, right?
Right.
But
Mhm.
here is my thing. I said that somebody is going to get freed from this on tonight because guess what? One of the things you said that stood out the most, and I'm going to always reverence my God everywhere I go, anywhere I go, anytime, right? But you said,
Right.
God, if you get me out of this, God, I'm going to do the right thing. See, some people don't know just by calling on Him that it would change some things. See, what you thought in the mix of your arrest, right? You thought that that was a bad thing, which probably it was at that particular time.
Right.
And you said that you lost some contracts, right? It
Mhm.
wasn't meant to be at that particular, it wasn't God's timing. Now, what could you have done? Could you have focused on the problem? Or did you focus on the promise? To me, from what I heard, because you called on the name of Jesus, you was focusing on the promise, right? You didn't
Mhm.
focus on the problem. So that's how you were able to get through. I talked about Caleb and Jonathan yesterday on my story, but y'all guys got to go over there and hear that one. But Dorian, I must say, I
Mhm.
commend you for standing in the paint, sharing your story here. Because what the enemy likes to do is close our mouth and make us feel embarrassed or, oh, I
Right.
shouldn't be sharing that. But thank you. I truly, truly thank you. So now you're
Definitely.
thinking about, oh my God, I got to go from Miami back to Mississippi. How
Right.
am I gonna do that? What am I gonna do? I'm down in Miami, which everybody knows is the party city, right? That's where I'm
Mhm.
from. But you
Mhm.
can't really enjoy yourself because you have this, have that little thing on your shoulder. Like
Right.
what could happen? So did you end up driving back to Mississippi?
I put it in God's hands again. I said I'm gonna get on the flight. I had already. I was like, I called my lawyer. I ended up getting a lawyer. So I actually have a really good friend of mine that stays in Jacksonville. I called her, and she was like, I was telling her what was going on because I'm like, hey, I might need your mom and them to like just kind of. I'm gonna drive to Jacksonville. Uh, for a little second, and I just need somewhere to lay my head at because I'm not really knowing what's going on because my case was sealed. So I still didn't really know like how bad it was until customs told me, and they told me
Yeah.
what was going on. And so then when they told me, I'm like, okay, well, what is this? Like I'm not really knowing the details. And
Mm.
so I was gonna go to Jacksonville, and I was like, I call it sis. Her name Lily. I called Lily, and Lily was like, "Man, I'm gonna get a lawyer." And so I talked to a lawyer. She was like, "Just I don't see them doing anything, but um, typically if they chose not to extradite, they're not going to be at the airport waiting on you, so you good to go." So I took heed to that. I got on the flight, came back, and uh, set up a arraignment. Yep.
Yeah. But listen, I want you to know anytime that they arrest you and they let you go, you don't have nothing to worry about to that court date. because they could
Yeah.
have shipped you back to Mississippi without even letting you go. But hey, you didn't
Right.
know. This is not your MO. This is not something that typically happens to you, right?
Right.
But
Right.
this particular time it did. So shouts out to you, Lily, if you're listening in. Thank you for helping out our guy here. Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I like to always say too, Dorian, we always should keep good people around. You know,
Yes.
what if you didn't keep the relationship with the young lady in Jacksonville? You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And I like to say sometimes we sell people God sent to help us. And at the end of
Yeah.
the day, you never know when you have to cross that road. So shouts out to you, Lily. Shouts out to you. But Dorian,
Yeah.
here at It Had to Happen, we don't like staying stuck on the actual pain. We do talk about the
Mm-hmm.
pain because we want to see how you overcame it, right? We want to
Mm-hmm.
show someone that you can do it too. So, guys, please do bear with us because I want to show you guys what the Dorian have going on right now as we speak. All right,
I
guys. You
feel
can see he
special.
spoke about it before. So we're going to jump right on into it because although the enemy thought that he was going to stop Dorian in his tracks, Dorian came back harder than ever. It says built different. Some people would have folded under that pressure, Dorian, but you stood right there in the paint. So your beginning didn't define your ending. So tell us
Right.
about this school you have now.
So again, like I lost all my contracts, and one of the contracts that I lost, because I reported it as soon as I found out I was going through this legal situation. I reported it to the lady who had got me my first contract, and I guess she tried to get on top of it, and she told me that I wasn't. I need to come back. I need to scrub all of the companies like information off my page, and so that was August of last year. So around December, I get a call from one of the contractors. I get a call from the big boss, and he's like, "Hey, I need you to report to the office," because I ended up doing a show. We did something with David Banner, and so the executive director of the Medical Mall Foundation was there, and in doing something with David Banner, he saw me, so he was like, "I thought we got rid of him," and so he called me in and he talked to me, because the lady who got me my contract, she did call me back to do the event with David Banner, so he was trying to understand why was I back. So this lady that worked at one of the other contracts that I had so the medical mall had like 3 contracts in that one area. One of the ladies was like, she saw me and she was like, "Hey, I'm about to go report to my boss and tell her that we need to bring you back because videography hasn't been good since you've been gone." And
Yes,
so
Lord.
the word got back to him, to Mr. Wheeler, and he called me in and we talked. And he was like, "Why did you leave?" I said, "Well, I was told not to come back." And he was telling me, he was like, "No," well, he didn't say it. He wasn't mad. He was just like, he was upset because he thought I defaulted on my contract. But I was like,
Wow.
"No, Mr. Wheeler, I was instructed not to come back." And so he's like, "Well, I didn't say that." So it was like, must have been a level of miscommunication. So mind you, it's been like 4 months since I had a contract with him. And he was like, "Well, if you like to work back with us, you know, you could." And I just said, I was like, "Well, let me start by saying this. I'm not upset with you for letting me go or for not even knowing what's going on because I understood at the time. And
Yeah.
so instead of me getting upset with y'all, handling the business, I was like, I respected it." And so he and I talked for maybe 3 or 4 hours. And so
Wow.
I told him, I was like, "Hey, instead of coming back under you all as a contractor, let's try to form a partnership." And so the Jackson Medical Mall Foundation is where it's the biggest hospital in Mississippi. It's called UMMC. UMMC ran its operations out of the medical mall. Ironically, UMMC decided to relocate to Madison, and so that leaves a lot of space here. And so Mr. Will, I asked him, I was like, "Could you, serve as my fiscal agent," which is just like a guarantor in business for
Yep.
like
Yep.
nonprofit. He was like, "Yeah, I got you." And so I was like, well, how can I pay it forward to you? And he was like, well, I just want to get the word out about the medical mall and what we're doing here. Like, we're open. So I was like, I can do that. And so he tried to give me a space. I said, no, I want to pay for it. So we ended up going back and forth on the numbers because, like, in my opinion, if you give me a space, if somebody comes along and they want to get that space and I'm in there, there's a chance that you might take that money instead of letting me stay here. So I said, let me pay something. But we decided to do in-kind services with each other. And he told me he just wanted to get the we said we were going to show the spaces being cultivated in the medical mall. So with the school, he allowed me to have a main area, which is what we just saw in the video. But then we ended up, it's like 400,000 square feet throughout the building that we have access to. We got a 500 seat theater. We got gardens outside. And so Mr. Willer was out because my STEAM Academy, we're doing agriculture, we're doing construction, we're doing maternal health. We're also teaching people how to create a nonprofit. We're doing beauty. The purpose of it is to show. When I got to college, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I felt like I didn't belong on campus because when we're young, we're taught to survive, and so you're really not thinking you're gonna see the age of 18, the age of 21, the age of 25, and I'm like, yeah. When we got to college, if you're not playing ball, like football, basketball, some type of sport, or rapping, or in the streets, you really don't see a whole lot of people successful where I'm from, typically, And so we thought, at least. I say it's people successful. They just wasn't as loud or flashy, right? So I was telling Mr. Willer that I wanted to do that. And so with the medical mall having so many different areas that we can do that in, I said, let me show the spaces being cultivated. And in return, as you serving as my fiscal agent or my fiscal sponsor, you can use it interchangeable. But I'll make sure that I'm putting it out there, like I'm representing you all in the right way. And so like now we're going viral on TikTok and things of that sort. And so it's all working out the way that I designed it to and God designed it to, and Mr. Willer was hoping it would. So
amen. And Ashley, my girl Ashley, she say that's what happened when you have the right people
in the corner.
In your corner. And that's the truth. That is the God heaven truth. And the thing is, you have to be careful of whose report you believe, right? You called that young woman and she gave you that information and told you basically what to do. And you don't know, you're just going off of what she says, right? And then here it is, you said, okay, well, let me go ahead and start removing all of this, right? And look how God lined that thing up for you to go back.
Right back.
You understand what I'm saying? You go right back, right back down that same path. And this is why I love to say we have to be very careful what we allow in our ears and in our spirit, right? Because at the end of the day, she told you that, right? But she didn't know who name you was calling on in the back. You understand what I'm saying? When you had made that promise to God, hallelujah. When you made that promise to God, listen, she didn't know that. She thought that you was going to stay, I'm just stuck on this problem. No, I know the God that I serve. I know that I could call on him and he's going to make some things happen for me because I've been a faithful servant, I believe, right? And here it is. Now you double back. And you sit right. He put you in the right place at the right time. And Dorian, to hear you say, this man said he would give you the space, but you say, I'll pay for the space. Now, when you said that he said that I was going to give you the place and you told me you pay for I kind of set up tall for a minute because I'm like, well, why wouldn't you take that blessing? But guess what? The way that you just explained it, right? You said later on down the line, if somebody come in and want to pay for the space, he basically, could get rid of me or whatever. But you didn't even, that's another area where you basically have to go in. Because if God sent him your way, baby, there's no way whoever would have came through there would have been able to take that from you. And he allowed them to take it, right? If he allowed
Mhm.
them to take it, guess what? He had something bigger. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You lost the previous contracts, but look at you
Mhm.
now. Look at you now. You talk about defying the odds. What? So now I understand your question there. And man, oh my gosh, I really get it now. And I was
Mhm.
looking at your question and I was like, oh my gosh, like here's the areas he want to talk about. Dorian, look how God lined this thing up. It can't
Mhm.
get any it can't get any better. It
Mhm.
cannot. So we're gonna talk about defying the odds, right? So when your beginning doesn't define your ending, in your mission, Dorian, you place a heavy focus on serving and inspiring media professionals, right?
Right.
Particularly those though from the underserved communities.
Right.
And
Right. Right.
this is where the most help is needed because we don't understand that God has truly blessed us with a gift, right?
Mhm.
We don't sit down and think that we got it all together. We need to go back and reach back out to someone to help them along the way as well. So, what was the biggest odd that you saw that you personally had to defy to change your own ending, Dorian? And how did you overcome that thing?
Um, I really had imposter syndrome. Um,
Wow.
I did. I've always had it in business because again, so when I got into entrepreneurship, it it was like kind of turning into what it is now for young folks. So
Yeah.
education was a thing, and so if you wanted to be an entrepreneur, you need to go to business school and get qualified for it. And so
Mm.
with me, I didn't even know it. I had a crash course into it by hopping right into the field in 2017. I was like, I used to say in 2014 when I was working at Domino's, I'm like, I'm gonna be a billionaire. I just don't know how. And so
Mm.
like 2017 came this another woman that I was cool with. She spoke life into me. She was like, I think you can be great if you just need to go out on a leap of faith and try it.
Mm.
And so I tried it. And so, but in getting into it, I kind of, I would say kind of skated past a lot of people because
Mm.
I had already made a lot of connections. And so
Yeah.
like now I'm not really in the rooms with people my age. I'm in the rooms with people that's like 20 years older than me. They
Mm.
don't look like me
Mm.
either.
Mm.
And
Mm.
so it was getting
That's
into
it
it
right
like
there.
so many people would tell me, they'll be like, you need to do this and you need to do that and you need to watch out for this, you need to watch out for that, or try to create a bridge, I'd say, between uh me and going out and working with other people.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
um I just
And
did it
Dorian, let
my
me
way.
ask you this. I don't mean to cut you off.
Hmm.
You said so
You
many
fine.
people were telling you to kind of like that, build that bridge between. Was those people closest to you?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay. You know, oh my God, I'm telling you, Dorian, God is so amazing. I've been on this series, this Unsilent series, and I've been talking about a couple of characters in the Bible. And man, like I said, whose report shall you believe, right? And
Hmm.
what happened if you would have listened to those people? I'm gonna get to you, Ashley. I'm so sorry, I'm gonna get to you. But what happened if you would have listened to those people? Because we have different kind of spirits that run rampant, right?
Hmm.
And I really had to I'm really studying the Bible now and I'm really loving it. But here's the thing, we have to learn how to block out the noise, right? Because you
Absolutely.
will have people to poison your ears about other people. And why would they do that? Who knows? Who knows? But God's hand was already on you. So no matter what they said, it was going to happen anyway. It had to happen. It had to
It
happen.
had to happen. You
Yeah.
know, I really tell people that. I really tell people that. Like, they never knew where I got it from. To this day, I tell people it had to happen. With you doing your show, like, I I always tell people, man, getting arrested was the best thing that happened to me. It literally had to happen
Mm,
because my life
mm.
I'm gonna let you keep going. That's one thing I still talk about. So
Oh my
yeah.
God, we're gonna even talk about how we met too. But let's go to Ashley's question. I mean, Ashley
Mhm.
comment. She said so many people would have taken that place for free. Absolutely. Because they would have
Right.
saw it was being, I mean, it as being free. But you put
Hmm.
down a payment on your career and God paid it forward. Absolutely. That's kind of like a catch 22, Ashley, because sometimes, like I said, when someone is blessing you, we can't look at it like it's free. You understand what I'm saying? He was already put in he was already, the foundation was already laid when he met, when you went through this company before, right? But somehow
Hmm.
somebody tried to block it in between. So when you double back, you understand me? So there's a difference when you say for free and when God is in it, he's gonna make it happen no matter what. And he's your official sponsor, right? I mean, your official agent.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
We're
my
partners,
thing is,
and then we're partners too.
and your partners, you see what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
here's the thing. Whatever you sow, I'm sorry, you will reap. So your harvest is here, Dorian. Your harvest is here. And who knows? Yeah, thank you for paying paying the guy. But some people don't understand. Sometimes when you bless somebody or bless some people, it comes back to you tenfold.
It
You
does.
understand? At the end of
Mhm.
the day. But I get what you're saying, Ash, and thank you for that comment. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But now we're going to jump into the entrepreneurship because that's what you talked about just now. And
Right.
entrepreneurship ain't for everybody. It's not for everybody, and it's not an easy journey. It
It's
is
not.
not an easy journey. Let's see what she said. In reference to you being arrested, sometimes your whole life has to be burnt down to the ground for the prayers you've been praying to be answered. Yep, that cost
Well,
was
you know
humility.
what's
Huh?
crazy about the comment from Ashley just then? I was literally
Mm,
unhappy with my life at that time. I feel like I had gotten stagnant. I had just got a house in Jackson, and I was like, I wasn't even trying to live here. I was like, my contracts that I lost, I had prayed to God. I said, God, I need two things. One, I need a getaway. I need something
mm,
to reset me without me going to prison. That was always my specific prayer. Please give me a reset without going to prison. Number two was, please help me kick. Like I was, so when you have contracts, that's stability, right? And so in our field, sometimes payments are late. Sometimes you're underpaid. A lot of times you're underpaid. Oftentimes your payments are late, and then you kind of max out. And so as an entrepreneur, I started to feel like I was working a 9 to 5 because I didn't have the freedom that I wanted to in order to really just do what I'm doing now. So I prayed to God. I was like, God, could you please sit me down for some time so I can focus? And two, could you put me in my path that I'm supposed to be working on? And whatever it is, I won't question it. And like Ashley said, everything got stripped away. I lost every last one of my contracts, even the ones outside of the medical mall. I lost all of them when I got arrested. I had to sit down. So that's a
see?
true story.
That's why they say you better be careful what you ask God for.
Man, I'm telling
You better be careful. And like I said, some people wouldn't have been able to handle it though. They would have
you.
fallen under the pressure and not
Right,
remember what they asked God for, right?
right.
And and like I say, sometimes you have to be stripped of everything for God to really get your attention. And some of us, we won't be able to deal with that. We will not be
Nope,
able to deal with that. You think we could have a Job moment and still
nope.
praise God? That's why I say it back in the days, listen, we wouldn't have been able to handle the things that the people did when
Nope.
reading that Bible. Y'all, I have to put my fan on because I'm having a hot flash. But here's the thing, he set you down for just a moment, though. Think about sometimes when he sit people down for years, Dorian. You
Hmm.
understand what I'm saying? And it goes back to the promise or the problem. And some people can't say that I thank God for a bad situation. because they was too busy focused on what? The problem and not the promise. God is the promise keeper. You understand what I'm saying? Now that problem, I like to say sometimes, don't tell your God about your problem. Tell your problem about the big God that you serve, right?
Right.
But at the end of the day, you knew. You
No.
already knew, and you came back to remembrance of what you had told God. And God said, I'm gonna hold you to your word, Dorian. I'm gonna see.
Mhm.
I'm gonna see. And this is what I like to tell people too. God will allow certain things when we think we big and bad. Go ahead and dibble and dab in it. Go right on ahead, son, daughter. And he'll let the enemy test us. Yes, he will.
Mhm.
Because he wants to see, will we trust him at the end of the day? And although you had trouble, although you thinking like, oh my God, what is going on? Not knowing what was next, but you say, God, if you get me out of this, I'll do right. And in the middle
Mhm.
of your dark moment, and I love to talk about mental health too, because you said that you wasn't happy with self. And
Nope.
Dorian, looking from the outside, you cannot tell that. And this is why I'm saying we have to be very, very careful, very, very careful of how we treat others. Because what happened if you was at the edge when that lady told you that? If you was at your wit's end and she told you to go ahead and cancel those contracts?
I was.
Mm.
I had already been
Wow.
been arrested. I was getting ready for arraignment.
Jesus.
Man, I had lost a couple other contracts because there was an overhaul of there was political contracts, and so we had an election. The person that I was working underneath, once they get out of office, everybody underneath them leaves. Another contract, it was just for a year, so it had come up, and then so they chose not to renew because they had new administration coming in, and so like it was just so I was like, I remember I was sitting there calculating all my bills that I had, and I was thinking, I was like, I need to figure out how to compensate for what I'm about to lose. I never forget. I got that text, and she was like, call me, and I called her, and she told me I lost my contract. She was like, you can't, you need to leave, like take everything off social media. And I just sat there
Wait, just
and I
like that.
laughed.
Just like
Mhm.
that. She said it just like that.
Yeah. She tried to at first butter it up, but when it got down to it, it was just like she suggested. I suggest that you scrub everything off social media.
Jesus.
And my girlfriend had broke up with me. So because like she was like long-term girlfriend. I was with her for like 13 years. And so like when that happened, she was working a job that could have conflicted like interest, it was a conflict of interest for her. And so like when that happened, I like this can't be real. But
You was
man,
just
it
at
was
your
rough.
yeah,
Yeah.
oh God.
But I don't
Listen,
react. I don't react with anger though. I always see the bigger picture, and I knew like,
the
I,
promise.
yeah. No, we stuff happens, and I wasn't ignorant at the time. Like, so I knew what I asked God for. So I wasn't being ignorant or unappreciative to Him destroying everything that I had asked Him to remove me from. So, but it's still
Wow.
hard in the process. The roughest 4 months of my life. So.
My God, 4 months. Listen, Ashley, sometimes you got to sit down, sit with yourself, sit in silence, and sit with God.
Yeah,
Isolation does not
1,000%.
feel good. Isolation, but let me tell you something. Isolation can work so good for you, but a lot of people can't sit with themselves because they're afraid of seeing themselves. God,
Yes.
thank you, Holy Spirit. My God, that was a good one. But at the end of the day, you have to be able to sit in isolation and let God talk to you because we be moving at a fast pace and we think that we got it all together and we could do so much. And that's another thing in ships, whatever ship that we make, friendship, our relationship, whatever business ship, whatever it is, whatever ship it may be. Sometimes God send people in your life and we have to know where to place them. Ask the Holy Spirit where to place them. Do you supposed to be, are they assignment, attachment? We got to know the two. But in relationships, we'll pick up things, and just because it look good and sound good, and it's what we like, we'll think that that is our attachment, right? But God sent them on assignment. You wasn't even supposed to dibble and dabble in that thing, but you chose to do it. So when the breakup or whatever happens, now you looking at God like, God, what in the world?
I can't even say that.
God ain't even, And here's the thing. Who's to say that she can't come back in another chapter? Who's to say that? Because it had to happen then because of her current situation, right?
Right.
And she didn't want to, I guess, lose her job. It's not like she broke up with you because you were cheating or something,
Right.
Who's to say she can't come back in another chapter? But the thing about it is you was hit left and right. You almost, I can't say have a Job moment, but you had something similar to a Job moment. Job was losing Job lost everything. And he never cursed God. His wife told him, say, curse God. Go ahead and curse him. Job said, because Job knew, he focused on the promise like you did. He knew what God had told him. He ain't focused on the problem like most of us do, and it's so easy to do that, Dorian, especially being hit with so many different things back to back. But you stood in the pain, you stood on the promise. So to hear you say that was the best thing that happened to me, I hope somebody that's under the sound of our voice is really, really getting this. If you find yourself somewhere in this, because this is not an easy road at all. It is not an easy road. And Dorian, entrepreneurship, you spoke about that. Even in the moving on to the nonprofit world, right? The nonprofit world could be kind of tricky too if you don't know really what you're doing, right? Because some people, not really what you're doing, I'm not gonna say that.
What you doing? No, you saying it right.
If you don't know what you do, okay. But what I'm trying to get at is sometimes people don't believe your cause is worthy of them supporting. You understand what I'm saying? Like I was told one time, that I had my single moms organization. Single moms organization, that's not needed. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Speaking on that, we have this guy. Oh, Nico. Hey, Nico. Brothers are ready for a football topic. Come on in. Come on in. You can book at www.ericawilson.h2h.com. You could go ahead and book there. But single moms, they were saying, but it's so many things that we can't allow people to put on us. Like Dorian, I don't let people speak over me like, girl, you crazy. Like, you in conversation and your girlfriend's talking and they be like, girl, no, nothing's crazy about me. You cannot speak that over me. You understand? Right. We have to be very, very careful of how we allow people to speak, because what if you would have stopped when that lady told you to cancel everything out, but God says, I'm going to give you double for your trouble. Those 4 months that you had to go through, I got you. I got you, son. I got you. So your financial stability moving from that was 2000 when? 2024? 25. Oh, it was last year. Oh.
So I lost everything, paying court fees and lawyer fees and all the other things associated with that. You still had to pay to live, so I lost everything and got it back in like a week. So I was because opportunities just came back.
No, hold on, no. In a week.
In my process, when I lost all my contracts, opportunity, it's still in the contractual aspect of it right now, because some other things happened, positive, nothing bad. But they came back and they gave me a high 6-figure opportunity. So I was like, okay. And so while I'm dealing with court stuff, like on the tail end of that, I had my opportunity like to do that. And I got two like different locations that reached out to me at the same time. They wanted me to help build out a school, ironically. So, but for
Wow.
film. So
Look at
yeah.
God. And you know, film is not going anywhere. Film is
No.
not going anywhere. But guys,
Right.
before we jump into our next thing, I want Dorian to tell you our funny story on how we met. Because I know my mom and my aunt is on listening in. Shouts out to you, mom and auntie. So Dorian, give the funny
Yeah.
story on how we actually met. And it was years ago. How many years ago it was?
Probably been 7 or 8.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm just not
About
getting him on,
7,
y'all. Y'all see
6,
this?
7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Where were we?
I was in Jacksonville then.
It was social media. Was I going viral for something?
I think did I meet you through Tiffany? No, you introduced me to Tiffany. I don't know.
I think I had a video going viral,
Uh-huh.
and you saw that last name. It was something. You saw my last name, and you reached out, and I was like, you would ask me where my people are from. I said Taylorsville. And you said Taylorsville, and so I'm like, what? And so I was so emotional talking to Erica because like I was like, man, I've been looking for this side of the family. Like it's like I always knew we had more, but my dad didn't really know because somehow we got split up. But and then to come to find out that Erica, she had a son in the NFL. So I'm like, oh, that's even better. I'm like, that's dope. And so it was so refreshing because my dad's side of the family, we don't really meet up much. And I remember you had like a family reunion. I think was it
Yeah.
South Carolina?
Yeah.
What did y'all do? Was it in South
It
Carolina?
was Myrtle Beach. Wait, was it Myrtle Beach? Yeah.
Yeah, South Carolina. Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't make it, but yeah, it was the craziest thing. Like we've been locked in ever since.
Ever since. And it's so funny though, because you don't find too many ducks, okay? You don't find too many ducks. But I know we were talking and we were trying to go down our family tree, but you didn't have too much information. But I don't know if my mom, if you listed in, she probably kind of woozy right now. But if you listed in, this is just, it's so funny though. It's so social media can be a good thing, y'all. I like to say sometimes social media could be way too much, but social media could be a good thing because I found Dorian, right? So Dorian, now we just clicked and we was like, cuz this, cuz that. I'm like, I'm going to introduce you to this person, that person in the family because we're a huge family. Our family is huge, Dorian. So we still got to make that happen because we got to figure this out. But it was such an honor. And when I met Dorian, we locked in like, we just really locked in. And then he started introducing me to different people. And shouts out to you, Tiffany. Tiffany Coleman. She done been through this. It had to happen a couple of times. And she is a gospel rap artist, guys. Look her up. Tiffany, what is it Tiffany Coleman? What was the other one?
Official Miss Tiffany. That's what it was back when I introduced y'all.
Yeah, it's still that, but I'm trying to McGee, that's it. Look her up, guys. She's doing some great things. Yeah. So Dorian, being though that you lost everything, right? What is one practical foundation shift that a person needs though to make a move from financial survival, right, to true economic stability? How can they survive, come back from that loss?
Well, you said it earlier. You have to sit in it, look at yourself, go back to the drawing board, figure out what did you do to go wrong? How did you put yourself in this position? And surround yourself. You have to create a plan, not deviate from it, commit to it, and see it through, and then align yourself with people like Mr. Willer or Lily, people that really care about you, that don't want anything from you. that just want to see you succeed, and then like just execute it, just stay with it. Even when you lose, like you have to learn how to lose. I always say fall forward. A loss is not a loss. It's a lesson. It's a way for you to get stronger. I hate it at the time, but I love like when a loss happens for me, because I know I'm gonna come back stronger. It's gonna make me better.
Yes, Lord.
And the wisdom that you get from that, you can pass it on, because a lot of people in our community don't really have the ability to assess that and know who to turn to. And so like I always wanted to be well versed and successful for my own family, for my children. Like whenever I have children, I wanted to be able to really guide them through life. So I would say like that's how I propel myself forward. And I would tell somebody else that, like, really just look at who you are, where you want to go, stay with it, continue to listen, always listen, be quick to listen and slow to speak.
Slow to speak. Good God Almighty. Yes,
just stay true to it.
Man, let me tell you something. We're going to go ahead and go to commercial, because I'm about to pass the offering plate. I really am. When I say so much wisdom at a young age, my God, I hope and pray that somebody's getting this. Before we go into our last question, we're going to go into a commercial. Please hold. All right, guys, this segment has been presented by the MXT. That is my son, the proud mother of the Daryl Wilson. If you're here in the Atlanta area or surrounding areas, please do reach out to Mr. Daryl Wilson at MXT. Listen, but Daryl traveled all over. He's coming from the Carolinas. He went to Tennessee, Florida. I mean, he's doing it. Listen, I'm talking about the MXT way. So, son, if you're listening, I am so, so proud of you. God bless you. So, Dorian, we're going to talk about Jacksonia. I never could say it. Every time we talk, I'm asking you how. Jacksonian? Did I get it? Media,
Jackson.
right? And your consulting work. Let me ask you this. I know that you're building platforms for others, right? But tell me, why is it so crucial to you to not just build a seat for yourself at the table, but to actively build platforms that unsilence and elevate other voices? You don't want it just for you.
No. That's one thing me and Mr. Willer we bonded on. Mr. Willer is 76, something like that.
Wow.
For him when he met me, he was like kind of taken aback, because he was like, you seem to understand it, young brother, but we're better together. Like, and I'm not just saying it as a catchphrase. I really mean it. Like, everybody I meet, I try my best to help them out, because if you build a solid community, I promise, like, it trickles down, and then like everybody around you starts to just kind of get engulfed with the positivity. And like so it's like when I'm creating a seat, I'm thinking about people who don't have that voice. So I understand how hard it is. I was really blessed to be able to embark in entrepreneurship and learn everything that I learned while still being able to survive, because a lot of people cannot do that. And so when I'm out here getting this information, my whole agenda is to bring it back to our people and help us out. Like, for instance, I focus on men first, right? Because Black women have helped me out. I'm not me without Black women, right?
My
But the
God.
black men, we aren't able to always feel like we can trust one another. Um, we don't really feel like we have a safe space. And so like the community starts with us. So when we get our black men on one accord and we can heal each other and that trickles
Yeah.
down. Now the family is in better condition. And now you got a family that's in better condition. Now the children are affected by that. So now the children are able to go out and be productive in society. And so that's just like for me, when I'm creating a seat, I'm not necessarily doing it like in a boardroom setting. I'm more so doing it to where like in life in general. So every time I'm doing something, I'm thinking about people who want to do these things but don't have the voice to do it.
To
And so
do
that's
it.
why I said I really don't get caught up in ethnicity too much. I I try to really because if you get caught up in ethnicity, you're gonna block some blessings.
That's
Uh,
it.
so
That's it.
I try to stay neutral and fair.
Mhm.
As long as respect is involved, I can pretty much get along with anyone because like we have to rub shoulders with everybody in order to make the world a better place. So that's it.
Mm. My God, Dorian. Whew. Ha. Let me tell you, Miss Ashley says, good God Almighty. Whew. Entrepreneurship reveals hidden layers of who you are, pushing you into pressure zones where you either crumble or you rise to a
Mm-hmm.
higher version of yourself. So glad hearing this story. So inspirational. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And Dorian, thank God for the work that you're doing. Thank God for you sharing what you just shared here, because God is not looking at no I can never say it, ethnicity. Say it for me.
Ethnicity.
He's
Mm-hmm.
not looking for that. You think God is gonna say, well, what color are you? Or what
No.
background you come? No,
All right.
no. And this is what I'm saying. We have to get well, to each his own. If you want to do the whole African American thing, then that's more power to you. I'm not knocking it at any level, but I know on this side of heaven, we're not the only ones on this side of heaven. And like you said, as long as you're getting the respect that's due, right? You're giving it and you need to receive it. Uh, that's all should matter, because what happens if that angel that they talked about in the Bible is not of your color? And they come to oh, thank you, Holy Spirit. Listen, I have a scenario. I had a young woman on my show. Her son
Mm-hmm.
was murdered. Her son was murdered, and she donated parts of his body. And I think she gave a heart to a young lady, which is a Caucasian young girl. And I guess they have the reunions. I'm gonna make this real short. They have the reunions every year, and she went back and she saw the girl later on, some years later. The young lady survived. She saved her life, and also had a child. And at the reunion, mom was there, dad was there, and dad said to the woman, "If I knew where this heart came from, I wouldn't have never accepted it. But it saved your daughter life and it gave you a granddaughter." You see?
Mm-hmm.
So this is why we have to step out. We can't allow things like that to make us stop, because everybody, truth be told, we all have something in us, right? We all have something in us that some people just not gonna like. But those just not our people, and we can't stay stuck there. Who's ever your people, I'm telling you, you have some good people, keep them. Keep them,
Yep.
because it's very rare that you find good people who really want to see you win. And what I mean by that, what's the young man name who you're working with now, Mr. Willer? Am I saying his
Willer.
name
Yes. Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Shouts
Mr.
out
Willer.
to you, Mr. Willer, if you listen in, for giving Dorian a chance. But here's the thing, that was your angel in disguise. You see what I'm saying? That was your angel. Although you guys are partnering right now, he helping pave the way for you to become that billionaire. You
Mm-hmm.
see, he's paving that road for you. Although you have the work ethic, right? You have what it takes to get there, but he's helping you. He's helping you, and you allow him to help you get to where you want to be. And you didn't look at color. You didn't look at, oh, I was told not to come back. That promise come up again. You stood on the promise. And that's what we have to do, people of God. Stop allowing others to poison our ears about other people just because they're maybe had bad experience with them. I like to say too, somebody just giving a Susie, don't talk to Susie. Susie's no good. But 9 times out of 10, Susie was very good to you before y'all had a disagreement. She did something you didn't
Bingo.
like, so this is why we have to be careful, but built different. And Dorian, I like to put on my status a lot. Lord, keep me different. I don't mind being left out. If God is not in it, I don't want it. I don't want it. I want what he wants because I know that he's the what? Promise keeper. He's the way maker, and there's no other way. So, Dorian, if you had an entrepreneur that was sitting under the sound of your voice, or you had someone that was maybe going through a hardship right now, what are some of the words of encouragement that you can offer right now?
I would say align yourself with like-minded individuals. Don't give up, and do not be afraid to change and pivot.
Short and sweet, y'all. Okay, go ahead.
You had broke up. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
No, I said go ahead. I thought you were finished.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, don't be afraid to pivot and listen to and listen. Like entrepreneurs tend to only want to listen to entrepreneurs, and there's somebody on the streets who may be on drugs, right? Because I do a lot of work with the unsheltered, and so some people meet unsheltered people and think because of their situation that they don't understand like life. But to me, those people in those environments can give you so much wisdom of the mistakes not to make, and where they went wrong. The same way you can meet somebody who works. My mom, for instance, my mom doesn't know anything about business outside of like how to structure it financially. But if I would have listened to my mom early on, I would have missed a lot of mistakes that I was making, but I had to bump my head. So I just tell anybody, listen to those that care enough about you to want to give you advice. That's it.
Dorian, that right there. My sons told me that, Mom, you just got to let us fail sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's so hard as a mom or a parent to, a mom, I could say, because we're so nurturing, right? And it's so hard to see that. But that's the truth. In order for you to take a fall, if you could get back up, you got a chance. But if you stay down and you don't have anyone that's around you to pull you up, man, you could find yourself in a really tough situation. And I love the fact that you said those are the ones that we count out because of their situation. You talk about the unsheltered people.
Right.
We're all one mistake away, and we could find ourselves there too. So we have to show grace in that situation. Just because the message is coming through someone or the help is coming through someone that don't look like what you think they should look like, are you going to deny the help? They could probably be the best thing for you, but just because it don't look like what we think it should, we'll deny it. But Dorian, thank you. Thank you for remembering. Thank you. I can't say enough thank you, because at the end of the day, they're still human. Still human. And you know what? Even going to shelters, when I used to have my nonprofit and we went to the different shelters, those are some of the happiest people. Some of the happiest people. They don't walk around with their face all tooted up and all mad at the world and stuff. We take so much for granted. So much for granted.
They don't have to walk around with a facade on.
Nope. They listen, they mask is off. Their mask is off. A lot of us mask so many different things. So many different. We put that mask on, even behind some MAC makeup, these wigs or whatever it is that you use to beautify yourself. We put those masks on and we hide. Dorian, like I said, I didn't even know. Listen, seeing you couldn't tell. You could not tell. And this is why, too, I say sometimes we miss the signs when people are going through the mental health battles, the mental battles. We miss the signs because people really do show us signs. But if you're not in tune, you will miss the signs and then people fall by the wayside. But you stood on a promise. I can't say enough. Y'all need to go back and watch my broadcast from yesterday, promise versus problem, because there's too many times where we stay stuck in the problem and we don't have to. We do not have to. Get you some people like Dorian say, he has an older tribe. He has a tribe of diversity. You don't have to stay stuck. God, he has so much for all of us, people of God. We don't have to stay stuck with where we're at, thinking that, we have to stay in this box. Step out the box. Step out the box. It's time to step out the box. So Dorian, my dear cousin Dorian, I want to truly, truly thank you for coming in, sharing your story here at It Had to Happen. Listen, not just your story, your truth, even your wisdom, and showing us exactly what it is, what it looks like to be built different. Your commitment to bridging the gap between creativity and opportunity is very, very inspiring. And your story is living proof that our beginnings never dictate our final destination. So,
Agree.
family, remember, real stories bring real purpose, and real purpose leads to real transformation. So, guys, if tonight's conversation touched you in any kind of way, or maybe even challenged you or inspired you, step into your own purpose and don't let the momentum stop here. You can book your session with your girl at www.ericawilson.h2h.com. Again, www.ericawilson.h2h.com. Your internal mastery coach. And make sure, if you haven't subscribed, guys, go ahead and click that subscribe button as well as the notification button. It will let you guys know every time we go live here at It Had to Happen. And guess what, guys? It is for free to hit that subscribe button. So tell a friend to tell another friend to tell all their friends to hit that subscribe button. Dorian, again, I can't thank you enough. And thank you to our audience. Oh my gosh, you guys rock for hanging in here with us. Ashley, thank you. Thank you, Nico. And for everyone who chose not to comment, we see you here. Although you didn't comment, we truly, truly thank you. Dorian, I don't like leaving this broadcast without sending some virtual hugs. I'm going to hug you from Atlanta to Mississippi, and I'm going to send you some virtual where my hearts? Come on, hearts, come up. Dorian, I want to give you a heart.
We could do that on here.
There we
I'm
go.
old school.
It is a mat thing. So just put your hands in front of the camera and the hearts will come up. I got you. I got you. Look,
I'm embarrassed.
there you go.
I'm embarrassed.
There you go. I got you. It's okay. Love you down, my girl. Love her too. Ashley's doing some great things too. Here in the Atlanta area. She's a financial advisor.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need that.
I could definitely hook you guys up. See, that's what it's
Let's
about.
do it.
You see, that's just listen, no gatekeeping on this end. If it can work, we got you. If it can work, we got you. So Ash, I will be hooking you up with Dorian really, really soon. But Dorian, thank you again. Keep shining, keep let your light shine. I hope that you, whoever you are, took something from this on tonight and it blessed your entire soul, because it sure did mine. Guys, you can book with me, and I have shows from Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. I'm going on vacation, y'all. So, your girl, let me rephrase that, because I don't want nobody thinking that I'm going out here to just do anything. I was in a car accident, Dorian, so I have to make sure I put that out there, because I don't want the lawyers to think that, oh, she's just doing a third thing, because I am in pain, but I'm still making it do what it do at the end of the day. But I will not be having a show this Monday and Tuesday. I will not be having a show this Monday and Tuesday. We may resume on Thursday. However, you can book to come on any Monday through Thursday besides this Monday and Tuesday. God bless you, you, and you. Until next time. Dorian, the door is open. You can always come back for a part 2.
Would love to. Thank you.
Oh, look at that. I gave you some balloons. Look at there. It's just doing a darn thing. So God bless each and every one of you. Until next time, we love you here at It Had to Happen, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.